Él me hacía de todo.
He did everything to her. When the first time Olga came to the South End and saw me, I sat down with her for hours. I was very, very interested in seeing this type of abuse in the 2000s because immigration status, because of culture. I couldn't, I really haven't seen this for a long time.
La primera vez cuando yo fui allá, usted
The
sabe
time
que
she went
no
to
le-
see me, she was very afraid because she heard all these things about immigrants and rights. 6 years. If Olga explained to me that when she go out, when she come back home, he would go into the shower with her to search her body, our intimate parts, to make sure that she wasn't with another man. She was sexually assaulted anytime he wanted because he said, I married you, this is my body, I do whenever I want to do, even though she said no. Physical and economic abuse. As you know, Olga is undocumented, so she cannot work. But no, she didn't have to sit there and take this abuse because she had no immigration status, because she didn't speak much English. We went and we did get a restraining order. We did have to go a second time for an extension. She do have the rights to be protected, as all abuse women in Massachusetts. So, what's the word I'm looking? Free. That before, when she go out and have to go home, she's just going home and waiting for him to do what he wanted to do with her. No, she can go home and she can scream and she can do anything she wants and she's free.
Can I get some background information, please? Okay. Okay. Right. I think we can help you out.
We've noticed a sharp increase since 2006 in the number of immigrant victims that are coming across our intake lines. We've seen basically a doubling in the total number of clients since 2006 who are coming in, immigrants that is, who are coming in with domestic violence issues.
Definitely, we've heard from our member programs that the hotline calls have increased, and one of the funders is Department of Children and Families, who reported about a 50% increase in hotline calls.
I give you an example from yesterday. It's like, I didn't even have lunch. We had so many came in yesterday. Hear of a victim who came to the court. She was beat up. You couldn't recognize. She was thrown from a car from her boyfriend, and they brought her to me. But she didn't want to file for a restraining order. She was too afraid, still too afraid.
I think some things are different because of the recession, and I think other things are not different at all. The number and frequency of ICE raids and fear of deportation and fear of government still is a constant for immigrant and refugee women. But what the recession has done is made folks who use violence, often men, more desperate, more violent.
Because they hold more time if they don't have a job. If their wife or girlfriend is an immigrant and don't have no papers, then she cannot work. So it's two-person home where he already was abusing, now it will escalate a little. They find themselves too losing that economic control they had. So that for them is like, oh no, I cannot lose no control, I have to have the control over the victim.
Nothing really causes someone to be abusive to their partner or to their children. Not substance abuse, not mental health issues, not the recession. Violence is a learned behavior. Battered women are coming forward saying, you know, I thought I knew what I was dealing with before, but he's even gotten to the point that I don't know who this person is. He's more desperate, he's more violent, levels of violence are increasing. We have increased desperation, increased violence, lower resources, and I think it paints a dangerous picture for refugee and immigrant women right now.
The National Domestic Abuse Hotline headquarters in Texas documented a 21% increase in calls starting for September 2008 versus September 2007, you know, within the same month. And because of the economic challenges, the center had to cut 25% of its workers. And you know, it makes it very difficult, and it's always a strong relationship, you know, the worse economy, more domestic violence.
We have seen statistical evidence and we've heard anecdotal evidence that cases of domestic violence tend to affect immigrant households at a greater proportion than other households. So for example, we know that immigrants in this state make up 14% of the population. Yet the percentages of domestic violence cases that are reported to the state show that immigrants are 26% represented in those cases. So you can see there that there's a big disproportionate rate of these cases that are occurring in our immigrant households across the state. Approximately 1 in 4 immigrant women in Massachusetts is the victim of some form of domestic violence.
Under the current crisis, we see more and more cuts and reduction in the budget, and as a result, RISE has suffered.
We are in the midst of an unprecedented financial crisis in this country, but also in this state, that has forced us as a administration, as a state government, to have made some painful choices about where to cut funding. And we've had to basically reduce funding across the board. These are difficult times and difficult decisions.
Oh, we definitely have a problem with funding, because even here we used to have 4 advocates, but now it's only 1 person left. And because, like I said, I used to work 5 days a week, now I work 4 days a week, and I used to go to different churches to do workshops, to go to different adult education centers to do workshops. There is no way I can keep on doing the same thing with less hours. It's not a pretty picture, and it's getting worse every single day.
Well, regrettably, we've lost several qualified attorneys and advocates. I think our funding has gone down this year alone by $1 million.